Hello, community. So I saw this interesting article from livescience.com. It's basically children and smartphones. What's the right age? Now these people who study this stuff, these specialists, these researchers, these you know, you know, psychological people, basically, it took me that long to find the word psychological. Congratulations, Robert. It took you that long. Congratulations. But basically, it's about, they talk about how old, in terms, they have results, numbers to point when kids have cell phones, but what's the right age they think for someone to have a smartphone? And of course, their statistics show that 56% of the kids between 10 to 13 have a smartphone. Not surprised, to be honest with you. But they said one of the shockingly high, and in a sense alarming rate, was 25% of the kids aged 2 to 5 have their own smartphone. Now listen, I'm someone who has a kid who's in first grade. And there is no way I would give my kid a smartphone. I mean, one of the things they bring up in the survey is there are actually no evidence to prove that smartphones are a hurt socially to kids one way or the other, or any emotional damage. But then again, how long have smartphones been around, right? There's just not enough long sample to show the positives or negatives. But one of the interesting things they bring up that I think is very interesting is that some ways they think it is negative because, in a sense, the kid would never technically be alone. That there's always social around with the smartphone. Social pressures, social communication. If things are bad, they're automatically going to reach out, and sometimes that's not always necessarily good. At the same time, I think one of the things they bring up is a lot of people think middle school is the right age for a kid to have a smartphone, and I kind of understand that. I definitely would not think, to be honest, in real early school it'd be a good thing to do. I know some parents feel, oh, my kid has a phone, he can contact me at any time. Like all things, there are positive and negatives, right? You got to teach your kid the responsibility and what you think the right way for that device. Because let's be honest, a smartphone has a lot of things they can do. You could shut things off with a smartphone, right? You can shut the internet off and stuff if you wanted to, if you want to go there. Or if you have everything open, then you need to teach them the right way and responsibility. You just can't. Here's your smartphone, and the kid learns being on the internet and learns these other things they can do and contact people. Again, it's not all bad. I mean, there is some, assurance in saying, hey, my kid has this phone on him at all times. I can get contact with them. Or they have a GPS on it. I can track where they go if I don't know where they are. Which those cell phones who've done that, where you can track where your kid goes, kind of didn't do very well. Even though parents like it, the kids end up leaving it somewhere if they know the parents track them, right? It's also safety knowing, hey, they can get a hold of other family members or friends or something, right? But at the same time, social pressures on kids are very high. Actually, in society in general, the pressures they put on kids today are quite bad, right? In these days in society, you can't make a mistake, right? You gotta always be right. If you do anything wrong, you're a horrible person. And kids already feel that pressure at school. Some ways when kids go home, they get away from that, right? In this day and age with tech, as a parent, you have to be very careful because that pressure will follow them everywhere. On the internet, on their smartphone, right? So you have to make sure, to me, that the kid can handle it. Like everything, the kid will tell you as a parent when they're ready. It's not a situation of, a lot of people who don't have kids can't understand that. But there have been times with my son where he tells me when he's ready, where something he does shows that, hey, he's ready to take the next step to do this. And so that's, as a parent, you say, okay. Now, obviously, with kids, they follow what other kids, whatever the hot thing is they have to have. So, I mean, to be honest, my son's in first grade. Just last year, he wanted an iPhone. But he didn't necessarily want it for the talking part. He wanted it for the game part. And I was like, no. You're not getting that. You don't need that. The game part. Both your parents have phones. We have a tablet. We have things you can access that too. You don't need one, and you're not getting one yourself. But what do you think is the right age to give your kid a smartphone? What do you think are the positive and negatives to smartphones? Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Obviously, we'd all talk about it adult-wise, the negative impact of people who just turn idiots when they drive on the road using a smartphone. You know how many times a day I run into people who just don't pay attention to what they're doing because they're on their smartphone. So, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.